Well, hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. How are you all doing today? And this is Talking About number 11. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet right now, but I do want to do one thing, though. In the last end of the month, I was asked, let me see what I get this right here. I was asked what seasons I had for replay basketball, and I couldn't bring it up on time. Hey, good evening, Z Dufferman. How you doing? Well, anyway, the question somebody asked me what seasons I had for replay basketball during the end of the month one, and I couldn't bring it up on time, so I brought it up now. I'll bring it up in case he shows up later. He can read about it later or listen to it later. And there was I have the 20 or 1985-86 season. I had the 2017-28 top 9 teams, and I had the all-time great teams volume 1 for replay basketball. And as you can see, I have that 85-86 tournament going on right now. So if anybody has any questions or something they want to talk about, bring it up. I don't have anything in particular this month that I wanted to talk about. I just was wondering, for the sports fans out there, what's going on? Hey, there's Ray. Okay, so you got the answer. Did you hear my answer I just gave about that? Glad to see you join us, Ray. If not, I will repeat it. And anybody later that's watching this later, if you got anything you want to bring up, put it in the remarks section. I'll be more than happy to get back with you. I like hearing from you in there. You're welcome, Ray. I don't know why I couldn't get that up during the end of the month, but I figured I got it up today, and I'll bring it to your attention. Don't forget, anybody that's watching, go down there and hit that like button. Do all the good stuff for YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and put some comments down there. Everybody, so that they know that Super Chats is open, and so is channel membership. I've been trying to work on that channel membership. I just made some changes to it in case it'll attract anybody. And I know at 1,000, I said that was probably going to be my last giveaway. I says if there was going to be another one, it'd be like at 1,250 subscribers. It'll be a while because we're still growing, but we're growing at a pretty slow pace. But the one thing that I submitted for approval is if somebody was let's say a member at 99 cents per month, I think, or $1.99 a month, or something like that, they would get, beside being a subscriber and getting their name in, they would get an extra name into the channel giveaways. And also, if somebody's at the top, which is the sergeant or the sergeant major, whatever it is, they would get 2 extra giveaways into the giveaways. But that hasn't come back yet. If you go down there in the YouTube and you click on join, you won't see those things now because you have to submit them and then they have to be approved. But I'm just letting you know what I'm thinking. I'm trying to make the perks for channel members better, viable. Right now you just get a emoji or something like that. But I asked a couple months ago or a few months ago if anybody was a member of a channel, what would they like to see the channel offering? And I haven't got any feedback on that yet. So I'm still looking at other people's channels and see what they're doing in that. What else is going on? Anything out there, Ray? Anything ex-Dufferman? What are you guys working on now in your games? I would always get asked what's on the table right now. Hey, Jeffrey, good evening. Glad to see you on board there. I always get asked what I got on the table right now. Right now on the table, I have Title Ball 2 back up again. It was just up a week or so ago. It's up for the second semifinal bout between Sonny Liston and Mike Tyson. And the winner will go on to face Lennox in the championship. And then on the other table, I have finally got the Thunder at Dawn back up. It's about ready to go. I'm just trying to decide. I'm not going to record a whole game through a playthrough, but I am going to record some of it so that you can see how the blind system works. What basketball game plans do I have for the next few months? Well, I have the replay going. I am going to bring out, I have Status Pro Basketball, the Phil Graham version that I'm going to bring back up again because I started a project on that a long time ago where I created this league with their all-star teams. And I think I'm in the playoffs now on that. It's been has been out for a while. And also I'm going to get Bang Shot Basketball back on for the second season because I really like that game and I wanted to get it back up again and get it refreshed in my mind. So right now, that's what I have for basketball. 67, I'll bring these things up so people can read them. 67 replay basketball, 58 Apple football, Apple hockey Montreal replay. Those Apple ones will keep you busy for a while. I'm bound and determined to get Apple hockey back on. I do have a project going on, and I think it's the franchise All-Stars single elimination tournament I have going on in Apple hockey, but I didn't bring it up last year. I like to get it up again this year. Right now, I have played Inside the Crease, which I'll play again. I have Hockey Bones back up on another table right now to play Montreal and Quebec in the 92-93 playoffs, game number 3. Like I said, I have Thunder at Dawn on one table, and on the other table, I have one game that I really like. It's a solo game. It's Final Girl. Haven't beat that yet, but I'm bound and determined to beat it, and I got most of all of the additions for that. Yeah, I rotate around mostly how I'm feeling too. And sometimes I'll have all sports games up. Like right now, I don't have all sports games up, and I figured I want to do that a little bit more often than I just started playing all of the sports games because I've got a ton of multiplayer games and solo games that I don't play, and a lot of U.S. Civil War games that I haven't been playing, and I'm way behind on those. Anybody out there, buddy, play Final Girl? Of course, and then the other things I've been playing is my PC games. I play what we got going here. Ufferman's got us going. I'm doing a college hockey season using Stone Cold Hockey's fictional options, playing with 3 schools. I do not have Stone Cold Hockey. I have looked at it several times. And then maybe even on my sports dream list, but I have not pulled the trigger on it. But I can't tell you why I haven't. There's a question for Jeffrey there. What teams are you playing in the 67 replay baseball? As I say, and I do my PC games too. I got the Out of the Park Baseball 25 going with the 1984 Detroit season. I have Final Girl first game. Haven't played it yet. It's really hard. It's hard to beat. Also, maybe I'm not just a very good board gamer, but I really like the challenge on it and that. And I just set it back up again to play with I think her name is Rico against Hans at Camp Happy Trails. And he's playing Boston, Chicago, Detroit, and Minnesota, playing all of them during the replay. Wow. That'd take a long time playing all 4 teams. And then, like I said, I'm playing on the PC beside Out of the Park. I'm playing American Truck Simulator. I've been having problems with that. I'm right now in the process trying to figure out which one of the mods is making my game crash. Are there any college basketball options? I've never cared for the NBA, but love college. I have never had any college basketball games. I don't mind college basketball, but it's not my favorite. And so that's probably why I've never picked up any on there. You're about halfway through. Okay, which one of your teams is doing best then? And the other one, which has really surprised me lately that I'm playing, is Tower Simulator 3. That's an air traffic control simulation. And most of you know that I'm a retired 20-year air traffic controller, and I play that. And the views I'm getting on that is like crazy. I'm getting like 800 to 1,100 views every video on Tower Simulator. You know, that's crazy because 6 months ago, I couldn't even get 100 on it. So the algorithm must have kicked that out into the world so everybody else could see it and hit on it. So I don't know how long that'll last. I'd like to see our sports games get more views, but we have people out there that like them, and I'll keep playing them. Probably the next thing that's getting Talkin About 2 just did get over 100 on that last fight that I did, but that hadn't been on the channel for a long, long time, so that's probably the reason why. And the one I do on Saturdays now, the spinning, talking about what vinyl albums and CDs I listen to during the week, it's been doing pretty good. 60 to 90 views a week. That's not too bad. Our sports games are really down there for a while. Boston is tough, but so are the other three. They all have a better records than real life. That happens a lot in these sports games when you're playing them. Like the hockey, the one that I just finished yesterday, it's the complete opposite of what really happened in 1992 and 93 playoffs. And we'll see what goes on with this one with Quebec and Montreal that probably go out in a couple days. What I do is I play maybe a period tonight, then I might not play another period until Tuesday or so. Then the third period I'll record. Still got a little bit of baseball is going to happen, but not as much during the winter season. I still had that one gentleman wanted me to do some dynasty baseball, which I have a note to do, and I am going to do it sometime during this winter season, play a game or two on it and give him my thoughts again on that. Do any of you play dynasty baseball? Strat. J2 Wiltz is the strat guy. I do have some Stratomatic baseball, but I haven't played it in a long time. I have a Hall of Fame league, which I did a random draft and set up all these 8 teams. And I played the cards and the dice, and I used the PC game to record the outs in the play, so it keeps the stats for me. But I haven't played it in a long time. Just picked up Status Pro Hoops for the Celtics 72-73. Status Pro Hoops. I'm going to have to make a note of that. That's not ringing a bell. Status Pro Basketball rings a bell, but not Status Pro Hoops. All right, I'm going to check that out. If you go out to 72-73 Celtics season, you must be a Celtics fan and happy with their start to this current season. I used to play Pursue the Pennant, which I enjoyed, but never played Dynasty. I never played Pursue the Pennant, but I do have Dynasty. But I will hold my comments on that one off till after I play the games for that gentleman that asked for it. And then, you did mean Status Pro Basketball? Because there is some basketball game out there so with something with hoops in the title, and I can't remember what it is right now. I think it's over on ASG Games or one of those there. And I don't have anything by that one either. Okay, I know I got something to talk about. So, we got 8 people up now. That's pretty cool. Something I talk about. Status Pro. I'm gonna stay with your subject, Status Pro basketball. Then, it's not the original. I am going to be playing Status Pro basketball here shortly. It was done with Phil Graham was the gentleman that got the rights to redo Superstar Baseball into Sports Illustrated Baseball Superstar, and to redo Status Pro basketball. He made two really, really good games. His version of Status Pro is the one that will be coming up on the channel in the next month or so that I've had for a long time. I got a lot of his seasons on there. Unfortunately, and he used to, for the baseball, he used to do a complete new set every year, updating the cards and everything. Because, in the original Superstar Baseball, you had like 125 or 130 cards. I mean, because of all of the work he did, we have access to probably 3,000 players, retired and that. But he used to update the cards every year, but he retired, so there's no more updating, no more basketball either. ASCM game. Oh, hoops basketball, which is fun and plays well. I have heard that, and I'm going to make a note of that too, because for some reason, I'm going to check and see if that's on my sports. I call my dream list. I've looked at it several times. Oh, working on a database for Status Pro basketball and run a college season. Wow. How many offhand? I think you mentioned you had three. You were doing three teams. How many college teams do you have access to? And Ray, I think he's asking about hoops basketball here. If I'm looking at the question, if I'm keeping up with the channel a little bit tonight. Okay, so what I was going to say, and if anybody comes on later and sees this when they're through the video and that, put some comments on there. And at the end of the month report, I talked about that I was thinking about going on live once a week. Okay, and I was looking at it, but I don't think we do this one on Sundays and we do the end of the month one on Sundays. And I'm thinking very much about, so that we don't have Sunday night all the time tied up, of making it like a Saturday afternoon, like it's Saturday noon Pacific Standard Time or Saturday 10 Pacific Standard Time. So I would appreciate if you guys have any inputs on that on Saturday and what would be a good time Pacific Standard Time wise for all of you to be able to watch this. I was thinking at noon, so we didn't have Saturday nights tied up and that. For hockey, I had to create all 64 teams. For basketball, 200 teams. Holy mackerel. I hope you have a computer program that's creating those teams for you. That's a lot of work if you had to do it individually. I played a Status Pro basketball, Phil Graham, and hoops. Oh, Ray, I didn't know that you're a Phil Graham basketball player. That's pretty cool. I haven't run into too many of them over the years. I have quite a few seasons by him. I was just looking to see what the heck I do have. They're all his. I have the franchise all-star team set. I have the 59-1960 8-team set, 60-61 8-team set, 64, 65, 65, 66 8-team sets. Then I have the 85-87 whole set, 07, 08, 12, 13, 17, 18, and 18, 19 sets, all for Phil's Status Pro basketball game. Oh, we got some people dropped off. Got any questions you want to ask of me? Or is there any subjects that you want to talk about that are not questions? You can bring up subjects too, general subjects like I just did about the, it was a subject and a question about the Saturday broadcast. I prefer a replay, but they don't have all the 70s seasons, which is why I'm trying the 72-73 set. How did I get into doing YouTube? Well, I started a channel. I'll say maybe 1998, but I never did nothing with it. And then when we went in the lockdown and COVID in 2000, I decided to do. And if you look up on my channel, there's one that says my life during COVID. It was like the first one. That was in 2000. So that's what the anniversary date that I follow is for 2000. And I got into doing it because I was confined to home. Nobody else lives with me. I wanted to stay busy, keep myself mentally going at that. And so I started doing them. And now I just started to enjoy doing the videos and putting these out to everybody. I never, in my wildest dreams, think that the channel would get over 1,000 subscribers, but we are over 1,000. And I appreciate every single one of them. We're at 1,050 as of this morning. Do any of you have a channel? If you have a channel, I'd like to know about it so I could go out and check out your. Oh, here's one from Dan Douglas. If you still, I missed this one in the chat. Dan says, "Strat PC would be cool to see again." Okay, that's baseball. I'm going to consider that you're talking about. And like I explained, what I do is I do have a Hall of Fame season where I created eight or 10 teams, and I created these leagues for them where they're supposed to play 20 or 30 games. And I use the cards and dice, actually playing the cards and dice, but I have the PC up there, and I enter all of the results into the PC as the game's going on, so it does the stats. And so, yeah, I can do that too. Give me some change of pace stuff. Hope I didn't miss anything else up here. So nobody has any channels, huh? Yeah, I published yesterday. I published my weekly music one and the albums videos. I also published Hockey Bones for the first time this season. One out last night also. So there's 2 new ones out there on those subjects. And this will be the only thing going out today. But I'm sure I got a lot of stuff going on right now. So I'm trying to also cut down. So like where I work around the house doing chores and all of that kind of stuff and shopping early in the day. And then in the afternoons, I'm doing my gaming and videos. And I'm trying to keep the nights down to where I can just watch TV and movies and so forth. Nope, just watch and learn from everyone else. Yeah, I learned a lot about games on YouTube. There's a lot of great people are instructional. I don't do so good on the instructional ones. I know that. And so that's why I kind of just call them demos and not tutorials. But some guys put out some really deep reviews. I don't know if I've ever done a review to tell you exactly what I've thought about the ins and out of a particular game. If I did, it doesn't ring a bell in my mind right now. But we're getting to the end of the year, and I'm still going to be looking in December. I'm going to start doing my top sports games of the 2024, my top multiplayer games of 2024, my top war games, those type of things. I got a huge one when it comes to that vinyl one, but that's going to take me a while. Let's play SSG basketball, which I've heard good stuff about. Bang Shot, which just came out last year, which I really like. I want to get to learn it even more. And I've played Strat basketball. I have played some Strat basketball. I'm not a real big fan of it, and he's never played replay, but I've never played SSG either. But I know for sure that one is on my dream list. SSG is. But I'm been slowing down, trying to slow down a little bit on what I buy because I got so many games now that I can't play because I don't have the time. So that's another thing. That's where my wargaming is taking a beating because of all of the sports games and that. But I hate to slow down too much on anything because there's people on the channel that look forward to those type of things. Well, that's what the websites cost me money when I order the games. I said, yeah, I know that's the websites have done a damage to my pocketbook over the years too, especially the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. You know, like I got one that's calling me right now from Revolution Games. It's Shiloh. It's the last one the last one that they have released. There's probably more coming in the Blind Sword series system, and I have all of the Blind Sword series, but for some reason it's just holding me back from getting in it because I have Shiloh and a couple other games too, but I have never played Shiloh. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't done a lot of wargaming yet, so that should have tempered calmed your temptations down a little bit, Ray. But I really enjoy the wargaming and the reading. I'm almost finished with that last book, The Last Hurrah, the Confederacy's Last Hurrah. I only read maybe 2 chapters a week now. They're already up to, they've gone through Franklin, Springville, and through Franklin, and they're up in Nashville now. It's like the Nashville siege in that. And so we're getting close to the end. But I've learned a lot about that part of the Civil War, which I never knew before. That's why I really enjoy reading books about the battles that I'm fighting on the game table. What did I just do? I had clicked on the wrong one. Oh, you just tempted me. Since I visited the battlefield 2 years ago, I was pretty close to Shiloh. I was in Memphis last year, but I didn't make it over to Shiloh. I had my grandson. We had other plans. I would have liked to have done that because it's not too far of a drive from Memphis. My video on Status Pro, spent a few on this. I don't think I've played Status Pro in a while. It must have been one of my older videos, that you say. Anyone else going to watch the Tyson Paul fight on the 15th? No, I don't do that. I am not anyway. Maybe somebody else is. I don't do the pay-per-view stuff. I haven't done that for a long time. I'll have a good enough fight when Mike Tyson fights Sonny Liston in Title Bout 2 this week. Yeah, well, he wants to know if Jeffrey's asking if that's on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. I saw an ad about it once on one of the trailers, but I didn't click on it to look and see what was going on with it. Oh, he says it's on Netflix. Oh. So is there a cost for that on Netflix? J2 Wilts? I'm just bringing it up right now. Yeah, I agree. Tyson must. No, just the cost of Netflix. Oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll watch it. I can't believe Mike Tyson's still fighting. He mustn't need the cash. He's getting pretty elderly, isn't he? All I'm saying now is up there on Netflix is that looks like the fight's already over. I won't say what any of the results are, so I don't want to give any spoilers. I have the volume turned down so it doesn't record into this one. I was just looking over there. I got the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawk hockey game going on the TV over there. It just started. Well, it's about halfway through the first period. Nothing. Let me see if I can bring up a Mike Tyson age. '58. Still getting in the ring. Wow. Crazy. All right. So yeah, I agree with you. He's nuts, Jeffrey. I show it as November 15th. It was July, but Tyson got hurt. I see. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. What World War I games do I have? Have you shown any of them on your channel? No, I don't think I have shown any World War I games on the channel, Ray. I do have a game called World War I from Decision Games. I have 1990 Storm in the West by GMT, which is a trench warfare game. I did set that up once, but I didn't play it. Then I have the one that I really want to play, which is probably one of the top rated war games ever anyways, Passive Glory. And then also along in the lines, there's a trilogy, The Illusions of Glory and The Pursuit of Glory. And then I have one called The Great War. And that's about it for World War I. But I would say if anything was going to go on there pretty soon, if I was to do a World War I game, I had to do one now, I would pick Passive Glory, and I would use the solo system that was created by CDG and by Stuka Joe. And CDG made it nicer, and the Passive Glory is one of the games that it covers. What did you find fun about a game that you used to actually work at? Is it too much like work? Yeah, sometimes it is like too much like work, but and it all depends what type of a game it is. If it's like just a multiplayer game, that I learn those so that if somebody comes over, my family comes over, we can play them. But if it's a war game, I will. Like I said before, I do read a book about that particular battle or portion of the war. And I find that fun because it really teaches me a lot about history that I didn't know before. And it gives me more thematic feeling of the game when I'm playing it, and of knowing what was going on and what should have been going on and what isn't going on because I screwed up. But, you could consider it work. You consider it fun. I am retired. So, it's a lot better than doing housework, which I have to do. I do still live alone. Okay. Let's see. Nate on War Room loves Death in the Trenches. Right. I watch that every once in a while, but I always seem to get tied up doing something. We got him. Well, if I do, Ray, if I do show one of them World War I game, it'll be Paths of Glory, but it's a pretty big monster because I've had it for a while and wanted to play it for a while. The war games, they take me longer to get going on them because I have to reset them all up. Then I have to refresh myself on them. That's why I've been refreshing on and off for like a week and a half on Thunder and on Dawn, even though I've set up and played it before, because of all the little things going on in the Blind Sword system. But that Blind Sword system also leads into the Shattered Union series and also into what is a Fearful Sacrifice under Shattered Union? No, Black Swan. It leads into those two too. So there's a lot of once you get learning in the Blind Sword system, you can move on to those, and that means there's a lot of games you can choose from. And I think that's probably because I put my war games on the side, why I didn't reach my personal goal of getting Multi-Man Publishing's get one of their Civil War games on the board this year. Do I enjoy the Blind Sword system? Yeah, I do a lot. And I really do like it, particularly because it's a chit draw. And that makes playing it solo much more interesting because, all right, I could be wanting to play the Confederates, all right, and I'm building this plan. But as the chits come out, it might be the Union guy that has to do something, and then I'll do the best I can for that Union guy. So my best laid plans could be just go astray because of the chit pull. Chit pulls are, pretty cool. They're pretty cool games. Ted Racer does some chit pull games too. Yeah, Jeffrey, MMP games are pretty expensive. I only have 3 of them, and but the only thing that I can say about them is that they may be expensive, but like the one on to Richmond was pretty expensive. Okay, but you get like 20 scenarios in there and beautiful maps and so forth. There's a lot of material in each one of the box as far as the scenarios and that going. So if you prorated it for the scenarios and stuff like that and what's in the box compared to other single games, yeah, it's probably still a little bit more, but I think in the long run, it's worth it. But you're right. And some of them I won't go back. Some of them are crazy high if you want to go back and get them that are out of print, and I won't do that. If I can't get it when it comes out on pre-order by them, I don't get it because the last one I just got from them was Thunder on the Mississippi, I think it was. That's about Vicksburg. But pre-order is the only way I'll go on it. I've gone up to oh boy, my mind's going on me. That real big company up in Wisconsin that sells all kinds of games, and I've gone up there, and even their games are really expensive, the old ones. Noble Knight. There you go. Thank you, Jeffrey. My mind that's one thing about old age with the mind going and everything. Of course, I was 2009, so I was what then? I was 63 years old when I had cardiac arrest and was in that coma for 3 days. And so my mind has never been the same since then. I would be afraid to work in some of the control towers with the mind I have now that I used to have when I was younger, because I was pretty sharp at that stuff. But I keep that close to heart with my Tower Simulator 3 game. Somebody recommended on the channel that I check out VATSIM, which is playing air traffic control with other players around the world and everything. And I created a thing and got on the VATSIM, but I can't get into the VAT USA. And I've sent them emails, but nobody's been able to help me. So never got into it. So I don't know what I'm missing. So that's not too big of an issue either. It didn't cost me anything. I was just looking up what war games I have on my dream list. I have the Deadly Woods by Revolution Games. That's a Ted Racer game, and that's the Battle of the Bulge. And if it's Ted Racer, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a chit draw type system. I have something by Ted Racer, and I think it's no, it's I can't even spot which one it is. It's North Africa or something. But I just recently got that Save South Vietnam, and I haven't got that on the table yet either. I do have that Shiloh on there. Going down to my sports, I do not see SSG. Oh, there it is. There it is, SSG basketball. I do have that on there. But I got so many ones on my sports, I'll never get to all of them. I do have hoops basketball on my dream list too, so I must have been looking at that. We get caught up here. Pick up a couple old albums. They're all relatively easy to play. I don't know. I've never played any of the old ones from Avalon Hill, so I wouldn't have any idea how hard they are in that to play. And I don't think the war games, some of them could be really hard, but I don't think the war games are all that hard. There's just a lot of little details going on that you have to remember or create yourself some play charts that you can help you go. Yeah, Thunder on the Mississippi on the channel. Vicksburg is a fascinating battle and a great battlefield to tour. I haven't been over there yet either. Did you? You must have made that one if you're saying that. But that's MMP, so I don't know if it's going to get to the table or not. I was thinking about doing Hood Strikes North first. So beside doing the Franklin one that I was just playing and reading that book, that book would fit right in with Hood Strikes North also, so that I could learn MMP while knowing a little bit about the history too. Jeffrey, what era war games do you like to play? I have Avalon Hill Golf from 1979. That's an old one. Boy, hang on to that one. It's beginning to become a masterpiece pretty soon. At the age 79, that's 45 years old. There's Jeffrey answering. He likes to play World War II and Civil War stuff. I do have a lot of World War II games also. A lot more than World War I. I do have a lot of World War II games, and quite a few of them which I've never got on the table yet either. Right now, I got to get playing them. Right now, I'm buying them. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do is slow down on there, and I've got to come to a happy medium. I got to try to keep one war game going all the time. So I have 4 tables. They don't all have to be jammed up with baseball or with sports all the time. Like right now, I got 2 out of the 4 tables going. I could fit another table in, but I have to keep one available for the Superstar Baseball on Wednesday so we play live. But so I have 2 sports games going right now out of the 4, so that's 50%. I've been avoiding World War II, seeing the whole conflict as a tragedy of errors. Then I started translating German news reports from Christ Press. Now I have 8 games on it. Wow. Do you have a channel? Do you publish any of these war games on the channel? I would love to see some of it. That is really, really cool stuff. How did you get into translating German news reports? Yeah, World War I was quite an era. The reason I bought I do have that one, the 1918-1919, the Storm in the West from GMT, because my grandfather's unit was actually in that one. My grandfather was the first sergeant, one of the first sergeants in the fighting 69th out of New York City, and they were the ones that were over there. We didn't have a lot of troops that went to Europe back in them for World War I, but they were one of the American units over there. Fighting Father Duffy, the movie, and it was about the fighting 69th. So I picked that one up because of that one. Boy, I don't know if I would not have the time and patience to start learning German at my age. I spoke some French for a while and some Spanish for a while, but basically because of where I lived. But I haven't spoken them for a while now, and so they go out the back door. And I wasn't tremendously fluent in them, but enough to get along. I lived in just outside of Mons, Belgium, for 3 years, and that's in the southern part of Belgium. The southern half of Belgium, they speak French, and the northern half they speak Dutch. Yes, Duff, I am a 20-year veteran of the Air Force. Went in 66, got out in 86. One of the few regrets I have in life, honestly, is that I didn't stay for 30 years. So I still miss the camaraderie till this day. Where am I doing? Where are we going here? I finally picked up German during my time in Germany and in Germany in the U.S. Yeah, if you were looking for a record player to buy nowadays, and you don't have a big, gigantic budget, and one that'll do you a really good job and give you some stability, and it'll keep you in a lower cost range, it would be Audio Technica. It's one of their lower model ones in Audio Technica. I forget what they are, the LP60 or something like that. Very good. Very good. Audio Technica turntables are very good turntables. All right. And they have like about 4 or 5 different levels. You can get into the bottom level, a couple $100 or less, maybe. I don't know what they run right now, but they are a good turntable. Precaution. If you're only getting a turntable and you don't have an amplifier, you might have to get speakers too. And if you don't have an amplifier, you might have to get what's called powered speakers, where you hook the turntable right in to this powered speakers, and they will play through that way too. There's a lot of for J2 Wilts. There's a lot of really good audio stuff out there as far as turntables and speakers and everything. One of the guys I kind of watch too, he doesn't live up to the name all the time. It's called the Cheap Audio Man, and he used to do all inexpensive stuff. So now he throws in some more expensive stuff. But if you look on his channel, he's got a ton of stuff on there. Oh yeah, Ray. I don't get Strategy and Tactics magazine. I probably should, but I don't. I never have. Well, thank you very much, there, Jeffrey. Oh, yeah, I think I'm caught up with the channel now. Car with the there. Okay, nobody has any ideas about what would be the best time for them if I do a Saturday show, live show, and I'm going to still always keep the talking about on Sunday night and the question and answer and end of month on Sunday night. But if I do a live on show on Saturday during the daytime, what would be the best for you? You know, don't be embarrassed. Just what time would be the best? Let's see what we got here. That should be in the U.S. Army from 77 to 81. I was stationed at Wild Flick in Lower Frankona, Bavaria. Wow. I didn't even know we had any troops up there, to tell you the truth. I was stationed when I was in Europe. I was stationed at my main headquarters was at Shape Headquarters, just outside of Mons. That's the Supreme Headquarters, Allied Pac Europe. But I worked in the control tower. I was the tower chief out at Chev's Air Base, which is a Belgian air base, and that's where the SACEUR at the time was. Oh gosh, my name's he's going crazy because they tried to assassinate him when he was over there. Ray, is that 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Or 7? Or, yeah, so that was a pretty good duty out there. You know, the tower we were actually in support, where that's where all of the high flying generals we used to fly into there to go to meet with the Supreme Headquarters. 5 p.m. Central. Okay, I got that down. I got a 7 p.m., but I don't know what time zone Ray was talking about there. Oh, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, there we go. New York. I was born and raised in Buffalo. That's why I'm a Bills and the Sabres fan. Left Buffalo in 1966 when I left to go in the Air Force. I've been back to visit a few times. In fact, I was back there last year when my grandson and I drove across country. But I've never had an urge to go back there. When I first got out of the military in 86, the economy back there was terrible. And I don't want to shovel snow anymore. Didn't want to shovel snow then either. Retired Master Sergeant, 33 years in the Army and the Reserve. Good job, Williams. Congratulations. Like I said earlier, one of my only regrets in life, one of my few regrets in life is that I didn't stay in for 30 years because I missed the camaraderie even to this day, and I've been out since 86. So what is that? That's 38 years I've been out, and I still miss the camaraderie. 33 years. Wow. Good. Nice career. My son has reached the level of captain in the Army. Wow, good going for him, Jeffrey, too. Really. I reached the rank of senior master sergeant, which is E8. And by getting out at 20, I was probably going to become a chief master sergeant within the next year and a half. Even headquarters told me that was coming, that I shouldn't retire, but I had to because of family issues. And I had to make a tough decision. I got out. So, but I'm happy I made it to senior master E8. I almost made it to chief. I would have loved to have been in that fraternity, but I'm not. I don't hold anybody against it. Switched out and works for the Secret Service now. Wow, I bet you there's probably times in the Secret Service he wishes he was back in the Army. But who knows? That's good career too, Secret Service, I would imagine. I did a short 8 years in the Army Reserves myself. That's not short, 8 years. That's good duty. Like I said earlier, if anybody had joined in after we got started and everything, go down there and hit that like button, do all that good stuff for what YouTube wants you to do. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Help the channel keep growing. What do we say? He wasn't in Butler. No, quite. I must something. Oh, I understand. He wasn't in Butler. Okay, Pennsylvania. All right, I understand now. Never mind. That's probably just as well that he wasn't. All right, we're coming up on an hour. If somebody's got something they really want to chat about, bring it up here. We'll shoot it down at about an hour if we don't get any new subjects in. It's really been a nice conversation tonight. We talked about gamings. We talked about sports. We've talked about military service. Talked a little bit about turntables because J2 Wilts is looking for a turntable. Got a couple more things I'm put on my list to do for the channel. Yeah, I thought it was too. I made E8 at about 18 years, so I was eligible. I had the time and grade for chief when I retired, and I had a pretty good record, so that's why headquarters thought I'd probably make it within a year or two when they were talking to me before I retired. Yeah, I want to thank everybody who contributed tonight. It was a good show tonight, and keep watching on the channel for us. Things coming up. You guys got to like some music. Check out the spinning videos. Tell your friends about it. Okay, we're coming up on 58 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. And so, thanks a lot, everybody. Great for your support. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put that up before we go. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow to everyone. Have a nice day off from work if you're still working. Wilts, you're welcome, Jay Wilts. All right, so the SoCalSabre, I'm going to say signing off. Well, let's go for the end of the month report there, scrolling across the bottom, put it on your calendars. November 24th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take care of yourselves out there and be kind to each other.